Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I'm going to be doing a little shop tour video for you guys because it's been a little while since I've done one. And we've gotten a lot of stuff done to the shop actually. Today we are all the way in the back of what I still consider to be the shop. So let's just get right into it. Alrighty guys, so up first we have our little DeVilbiss 20-gallon air compressor here. And there are plans in the future for me to get a much bigger air compressor. My grandfather is actually going to be giving me an old 60-gallon air compressor that runs off a 220, and we're going to be putting that in the milk house and running air lines from the milk house to the shop. And we might run air lines all throughout the barn too, just have air when we need it. So that's the air compressor, and the line, it's not professional whatsoever, guys, but I just have I have my old air hose that I used to use, ran up through that window, and it's tacked along the boards, and then it goes all the way to my air hose reel over there, if you guys can see it. That's just a little Harbor Freight air hose reel. It's like 50 bucks. I got it for Christmas. But I honestly love the thing, guys. Like, I highly recommend that air hose reel. It is awesome. It has great spring back, and it does everything I need it to do whenever I need it to do it. So, that's the air setup for the shop, and I am starting to get more into air tools, so that is another reason why I want to get a bigger compressor and a better compressor to supply the air I need for those tools. Plus, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I freaking love air tools. Like, I'm addicted to them, guys. I don't know why or what it is, but I just love them. I will take an air tool over a corded tool pretty much any day of the week, especially when you have a big enough compressor to power it. But up next is going to be the power tool cabinet. I'll get this guy open up for you. Put her up. And guys, this cabinet is definitely not in that great of shape by no means. I found it in the other side of my barn. But I mean, hey, it gets the job done. It keeps my power tools out of the rain because this roof does leak a little bit. As you can see, it's not the best. It keeps them out of the weather, and it keeps our barn cats from getting to them, keeps them from stinking. That's all for that, guys. Now we'll walk through this sliding door here, and it gets a little cleaner, a little brighter. So from the door, right here, we have my first workbench that I built. I really don't use this workbench for much. It's a little too low. I built it when I was like 12, so it's a lot lower than what I would build one now. I mean, as you can see, there's the old one, and that's the new one. It's a lot taller. But on the bottom, I just keep a lot of my hand tools and stuff on this shelf that I built. And underneath of it, there's some old dirt bike parts that I still need to work on. There's the recip saw case. Right here, my grandfather built that stand right there. I don't even know what it used to be, but it works great. He used to have a vise on it, but I took the old vise off and put a new one on there, and I use this thing all the time. It's probably like almost every single time I come out to the shop, I end up using this vise. It is awesome. It's made by Bessie. Guys, here we have our miter station. It is like the one that you can see from Bob off of I Like to Make Stuff. I really like that style. It was cheap and easy and simple enough for me to make. It's just pocket hole jointed together, and it is not perfectly level. I actually wish I would have done a better job on it, but it gets the job done for what I need it to. We have our shop vac stored under there. We have our kerosene. I know that says diesel, but we put kerosene in it for our little kerosene heater right here. In that box, I just have all the vacuum accessories. Haven't made a good enough storage thing for it yet. Here is our old Harbor Freight miter saw. This saw, like, it is older and it's from Harbor Freight, but it's done everything I've asked it to do. It's not the most accurate saw. It doesn't like to move when you try to cut angles, but, I mean, guys, I can't really knock this saw. It's been sitting in our barn for, like, 10 years, and it still works like a champ. I mean, it'll cut, as long as I keep a nice blade on it, it'll cut through pretty much anything and everything I ask it to. Right here is a drill charging station that I built. I actually need to make a newer, better one and a bigger one because I'm getting more tools and this just isn't the best setup. And as we move along, there's nothing under this bay of the miter station, but under this bay we have my little Minkin Pro MIG 140 on a little welding cart that I built. I know the welding cart is wood and that's not great, but when you're on a budget, cheap is good, and that was very cheap to make. I actually already had the casters. We just have a little extension cord and a holder that I made. It's just simple stuff, guys. Right here, we have the shelf off of how to make a shelf video from the channel about a year ago. I just keep a bunch of random kind of it's like my usable liquids, pretty much. I don't really know what else to call them, but that's what I keep on that shelf. Right here we have just an outlet with a power strip on there, and it comes to all our battery chargers, and the saw is plugged into that. But it makes it nice because I can just come over and flip the switch off and make sure no power is coming to anything. In this stall, this is my DeWalt job site table saw, and it's just on the I-beam sawhorses that I made with a pallet. Over here is where I keep all of my pipe clamps, and right there are some shelves that I built. There's going to be more put here. I haven't decided if I actually want to continue that or not. But this saw works really good, guys. I love this saw. I mean, it sits in the barn, but like, guys, I can't tell you enough good things about this saw. It is solid. It is powerful. I took the blade off of it because I liked it so much and put it on my bigger jet table saw. But this saw is accurate. It is powerful. It is quick and easy and simple to use. It is just a great saw, guys. I can't tell you enough good things about it. There's a set of old plastic sawhorses there. My dad's actually. I should probably bring those back, but he's not missing them right now, so I think we're going to keep them over here. Under this cover is my jet table saw. I bought this off of my grandfather for $50 because he got it off of his neighbor who went bankrupt. And he finally sold it to me because he was never using it. And this thing's worth like $1,500, and my grandfather sold it to me for 50 bucks. But guys, I keep it under a cover because the roof in this barn leaks, and it has a well, it's actually, this part of the top is cast iron. This is just like regular steel. But if you guys know anything about tools, cast iron tops rust like no tomorrow. So I keep the cover over it to just keep the moisture and stuff off of it. This thing, I love this saw, guys. I really, really do. I took the blade off of the DeWalt saw and put it on this one because this blade's better than the Avanti ones I bought. They just cut through things better. Nothing really super interesting about that. This motor is built for 220 or 110. Right now I have it set up as 110, and I actually don't know where the 240, I mean, not 240, the 220 plug is for it. My grandfather didn't have that when he sold it to me, but that's the main saw of the shop, other than the Harbor Freight miter saw over there. They're pretty much my two workhorses when it comes to cutting. And if you guys didn't know, I do go to school for welding. That's actually what I'm probably going to be doing when I get older, is being a welder and or a farmer, because I love both of those. I do want to get a better welder. I've been looking a lot at the Everlast ones or at a Miller. I'll go more into detail about that, guys, in a later video, but there are plans to make the Milk House a metal shop. My buddy, who is pretty much my best friend, is probably going to be selling me one of his lathes. So that'll be getting put in there, and the main breaker box for the barn, well, for the whole farm, is actually in there, so it'll be nice and easy to run 220 power to that. The big air compressor will be put in there. I do want to get a Bridgeport milling machine, or just a better milling machine. At some point, get a nice welder, and have all that in the Milk House as like a welding shop. I'm going to be doing most of the welding outside and stuff, because that building's just not very big. It'll pretty much just be used to put tools in and stuff, and to keep the lathe and the mill and the air compressor in there. But that's all planned for the future. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen, but that's what I plan to do. But let's continue with the shop tour, because you guys are probably getting bored of hearing me talk. The next thing on the list is my U.S. General tool cart from Harbor Freight. I know it's from Harbor Freight, but I'm sure you guys have seen lots of things at U.S. General tool carts. Are actually pretty stinking nice. Nothing really too special. I keep my screwdrivers in there. My wrenches are in there, but a lot of my wrenches are in my truck toolbox right now. I need to get more so I can have both sets. This is kind of miscellaneous / plier drawer. Like I said, just some miscellaneous stuff. The top is where I keep like all of my go and grab items. I'm probably going to put all my sockets and stuff in this though, instead of this drawer. My sockets and stuff are actually all in my truck right now. They're in my truck toolbox. I need to bring those back over there. This drawer is kind of more of some miscellaneous stuff. This is like, I don't really know what you guys would call this, but I'll show you real fast. They're like the, Torx bits. They're the Torx bit set. whenever you need to work on something, you know. Those are just nice to have because a lot of companies are starting to use those more and more often, and they're a pain in the butt when you don't have them, so it's nice to have that set. This is a nice Harbor Freight drill index. Down there, I just keep some miscellaneous stuff. In this little thing, I keep, like, my grinding discs, pretty much. These are some rigid toolboxes. This is pretty much what I kept all of my tools in when I was, like, 10 to 12 years old. They just kind of sit in the corner. I keep a nice leather tool belt in there because they're nice and watertight, so the moisture and stuff doesn't get to it. This is a tool belt with my grandfather's. I don't want to ruin it. Husky tool bag. This is a wood lathe that I got from my neighbor. He actually gave this to me for free because he got it for free and it was taking up space in his garage. He was like, hey, do you want this? I was like, man, dude, hell yeah, I want it. It's just an old Craftsman lathe, but it does everything I need it to do right now. The tool rest is broken, but I just clamp it on there and it's really not going anywhere. And it's easy to move because I just unclamp it. That cabinet, I just keep some old toolboxes and stuff in there. Oh, there's that. I was looking for that miter gauge, actually. That's that. And then over here, there's nothing. The lathe is 110 powered. It's not the most powerful thing in the world. Here's a bunch of lathe tools and stuff for it. Lathe attachments. The tools are up there in that drawer. Just a trash can. Here's my Husky extension cord reel. Guys, if you have a small shop and you don't have the best power setup, I strongly recommend that you guys get yourself an extension cord reel and an air hose reel if you guys have an air compressor. Because, guys, I cannot tell you how nice it is to not have to deal with extension cords lying all over the place. And then at the end of the day, you have to clean them up and wrap them up. And when it's cold, they don't like to wrap. They get all tangled. And it's just the biggest pain in the butt you'll ever have. And I'm sure every one of you has experienced that. But guys, these hose reels and extension cord reels have made my life so much better. I use that air hose reel pretty much every time I come out to the shop, and it works great. It has good spring back. The extension cord reel is not as great because it has a breaker on it itself that trips a lot when you try to run bigger things off of it, but that's okay. It still saves me so much time and so much headache, guys. I can't say enough good things about them. I strongly, highly recommend that you guys get yourself some because they are great. Right on the wall, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, we just have my hammer, my pry bar, a couple other things, some old saw blades, and then here we have some older hand tools, carpentry hand tools on holders that I made. Now, guys, I do not claim in any way, shape, or form to be a professional, so please do not judge me like I'm one. And then over in this saw, it's a real mess. Guys, over in this stall, it's a real mess because I just keep all of my wood over here, and it's definitely not organized, as you guys can see. I do want to get a better organization system built, but that costs money, and money's hard to come by sometimes, especially when you work on a fast food worker's salary right now. Here are some shelves that I built. These are actually the shelves to my old workbench. I just flipped them over and made them a little bit stronger, and then put those braces on it, put them on the wall, and now they're shit holders pretty much. I put a bunch of stuff on them. Here's are some old big ass wrenches that I'm going to restore. I will probably film that process to show you guys because I have high hopes for them. I think they're going to turn out pretty good. Over here, I just keep a toolbox that I made. It kind of just has my nails and like some of my fasteners in it. My set of chisels, I don't really use those very often. I thought I would, but I don't. Yeah, guys, that is about it. As you can see, it's not the biggest shop, it's not the best shop, and it is far from amazing. But, guys, it does everything I need it to right now. Sure, I would love to have a nice, big, beautiful, fancy shop that I can pull my truck into and just do whatever the hell I want. But that costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time and a lot of years to get all of that stuff if you don't have all the money in the world. That is all in the plans. Like, probably when I move out of my parents' house, I plan to start out small, get a smaller house, and then save for a while and eventually buy a larger farm, like 200 to 500 acres, build my dream house there, set up my own farm, set up a nice big-ass shop because I've always wanted one, have a machine shop, a welding shop, a wood shop, have car lifts in there, and I can make money off of the farm, I can make money off of the machining, the welding, the furniture making. I love being a jack of all trades. I love getting to know how to do everything. I love not having to call 10 people to do something. I love being able to do things myself and not have to pay people to come and do them. And the more you know how to do, the more money you can make doing it. Yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you wish I wouldn't talk and just blabber on as much about, like, plans and stuff, just let me know down in the comments below, or hell, just skip through that stuff. I mean, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you skip through it. If you just want to see the shop tour, go right ahead. That's fine. I completely understand. But yeah, guys, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope I can see you guys in the next video. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. All right.